And the real question is, why are you with someone who doesn't consider you? Welcome back to another episode of Dive of a Black Woman. This episode is a very touchy subject for me because I've been feeling this topic so much in my life. Because as of recently, I've been analyzing the people in my life, the people I've been obsessed with, and I'll be like, why am I so obsessed with people who do not consider me at all, who do not consider my feelings, my well-being, how I'm doing, and I'm out here dissecting every single part of them, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with them, but they would never do the same for me. And you know what? I felt really convicted on that because I was like, damn, I feel like I pour so much into people and no one really ever considers me. And I feel like we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's such an important thing. And obviously, we're going to split into three parts. What is consideration? Why consideration is important, and what to do when we're not being considered. Because I think the last one is the really most important bit. So you better stay towards the end and make sure to subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, because y'all gonna love it over here. And you know, I'm proud of myself. I posted 3 times a week. Like, y'all better be happy with this content. Now let's get into it. We're gonna go into part one. What is consideration? Consideration to me is when someone doesn't just act as if they care about you. Because someone can act as if they care about you. Someone can act as if they love you, that you mean everything to them. But if it doesn't show in their actions, they're not considering you. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Comes from personal experience. So if I get a bit heated, I'm sorry. Okay, say if you're talking to someone, you know, you're getting to know them, you're getting the vibe, and they're busy. If someone considered you, if they cared about that connection, they would be like, okay, I'm gonna be busy for this amount of time, I'm gonna get back to you. And when they say to get back to you, they actually get back to you. But if someone is saying, oh, like I really like you, I like talking to you, but then they never get back to you, that's them not considering you. That's them making you look like an idiot because they're saying all this stuff, but their actions don't show it. I really think for me, consideration is the action, because people use a lot of words in this generation. Y'all are a big fan of words, but none of you actually use action. And that's what be annoying me so damn much, because I feel like I'm someone, I like to show action. So if I care about you, you gonna know. There's no way that if I'm talking to you as a friend, as going into a relationship, there's no way that you wouldn't know that I care about you, because I show it every single day. I will show you that I care about you every single day in the weirdest and littlest thing. And it doesn't have to be the big grand gestures. It can be literally the smallest things, just like messaging, hey, I'm gonna be busy, or like saying, hey, like I miss you, or like saying, hey, I love you. Like, those are the little things. I feel like this generation forgets about the little things because we're all so obsessed with like the big things. We all want the big roles. It's like we are all so materialistic in this generation. We are so materialistic. It's either, you know, like girls kind of think, oh, well, if he's not paying my rent, if he's not doing my maintenance, then why would I be with him? Guys are like, well, if I'm not getting anything, well, if I'm not getting her body, then what's the point? I just be like, when did love become this kind of receipt of going back and forth? Like, I thought this was supposed to be about emotions and feelings and genuine, but it doesn't seem to be that way. And I think the most important thing is the fact that people do not consider people's emotions and feelings anymore. We are a very selfish generation when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to friendship, even when it comes to family. The way some of y'all just cut off your family with no consideration at all is crazy. And don't get me wrong, some of y'all need to be cut off. Some of y'all need to be cut off. But it's like, you gotta think, like, people do not think about people anymore. And it's so sad to me because I'm someone who thinks about people way too much. Like, it's even the little things when someone remembers something about you or something that they told you and they bring it into a conversation. Like, it is those little things. It doesn't have to be these big grand gestures that we all make it out to be. Especially when they take action to make you feel seen. Oh my God, you know what I love? When someone takes action to make you feel seen and to make you feel included. That is a part of consideration for me. Because if someone's putting in the effort to make sure that you feel seen, that you feel loved, like, especially when they're not with you. If someone can still show that they love you and they care about you when you're not with them, that is consideration. And that is attractive. Some of y'all be thinking you need to buy these girls Birkins, do their maintenance. Just show that you consider them. If they're the right person, if you show that they consider them, I'm telling you right now, the rest of that, it won't matter. Because you know what? You know what I think about? I think like most girls, like if you're a little girl like me, all y'all want is a little bit of consideration. Like, please just consider me. Please just care about me. Like, please just show that you actually like me the way that I like you. Because as someone who's an overthinker, I think way too much for my own good. And it be stressing me the hell out, because I'd be like, oh my god, like no one ever considers me. I was actually thinking about this last night. Like, last night I was like, I was in my deep emotion. I was like, oh my god, like no one really ever considers me. No one ever really thinks about me. And it made me so sad. And I realized in my life, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't consider me, because in this life, I consider me. I care about me. I pour into myself. So if you're not pouring into me, if you're not showing that I care about you, because I always pour into people, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. So I'd be like, okay, so there's clearly a gap. And I don't do gaps. I like it to be equal. Okay, we like it to be equal over here. Now, part two, why consideration is important. Consideration is important because it shows how they truly feel about you. If someone is going out their way to consider you, it shows how they truly feel about you, how they value you as a person. Because a lot of the times, people really don't value you, like if they don't consider you at all. Because say if someone's like leaving you to live for hours on end, weeks on end, baby, they don't consider you. Baby, they don't care about you. Let them go. Let them go. They don't consider you. And I feel like if they don't show that, like, it's so easy to know, and it's so easy to like be like, okay, if you don't consider me, I'm about to go. It really shows if someone is paying attention to you or not, and you don't want to be with someone who doesn't pay attention to you. Like, it shows that they value you. If they're not considering you, it just they don't value you. They don't value you, and you don't want to be with someone who doesn't value you. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't show that they're affectionate towards you. I also feel like when you're not being considered, it can really kind of misconstrue how you see yourself, especially for me, because I've been feeling this a lot lately. I'd be like, okay, is there something wrong with me? Like, have I done something? I like, am I crazy or something? Because when you time and time again, when you feel like you're not being considered by family, by friends, by your relationship, it can literally really weigh down on you, because it makes you feel as if you're not loved. It makes you feel as if you're not loved. It makes you feel as if you're not worthy. And if you go around carrying that baggage into every single relationship, every single dynamic, it's gonna literally destroy every single dynamic that you have. Because if you're consistently feeling considered and not loved, you're gonna want to tear yourself away from love, and you're gonna be so scared to get into a relationship, to get into new friendship, to build new connection, because it's like, oh well, no one's ever considered me before, no one's ever loved me, no one's ever showed that I'm worthy. So you kind of pull back. And I feel like that's a lot for a lot of people. Like, when they start to feel like they're not being considered, they pull back. And especially for me, like, time and time again, I'm not even being funny. Time and time again, I pour into people. I'm not even being funny. I pour into people. I try so much, and then they show me how they really do not fuck with me, and I just be like, oh, like, is there genuinely something wrong with me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Like, did I do something? Like, consideration is important because it really affects someone's mental health, and especially not even just receiving consideration, but being as a person, a considering person. Because if you're a considering person, I'm telling you, good things will come to you if you consider people. Because do you know how I literally said this, but people are so selfish. If you can consider other people's emotions, if you can have empathy towards someone, you will always win in life. And sometimes the people who have the most empathy and are the most considerate are the ones who get hurt the most, because in a generation like this, people don't have no empathy. People don't have no sympathy. People don't care if you hurt their feelings. They're just trying to get what they want, and they don't think about the consequences of their actions. So to be a considerate person is an amazing thing, and to receive consideration is such an important thing, because it really just impacts someone's mental health or their well-being. It can just kind of make things really clear on who you need to cut off and who you need to keep in your life. Because when you know that someone is considering you, you're gonna keep them in your life. You're gonna keep pouring into them. But when you see that they're not considering, that they could give two flying monkeys about you, that is when you know you gotta cut it off. Cut it off. Leave them alone. Goes into part 3 of what to do when someone is considering you. Look, I could make this really detailed into a freaking great analysis, but really the key is if someone is not considering you, you best to let them go. I'm telling you right now, you best to let them go. Especially if you are continuing to pour into them, to give them everything that you have day after day, and they do nothing about it. They playing in your face. They playing in your face, and you got to let them go, because you do not need no one who could see. This life is hard enough, and then you're gonna keep upon into someone who does nothing for you. They do nothing for you. They don't pour into you. They don't check up on you. They don't make sure that you're doing well. You can literally be dying, and they wouldn't care. They wouldn't know. No. You gotta cut them off. This goes for friends. This goes for family. This goes for relationships. Because I cannot imagine being with someone who doesn't consider me. And also, this goes into the fact that you gotta evaluate people in your life, and you gotta say, okay, who shows up for me day after day? Who is pouring into me day after day? Even when I sometimes don't show up to them, who is pouring? Those are the people that you keep in your life. Those are the people that you pour into because they consider you, they care about you, and they show that they value you as a person. And then you gotta look at the people who be like, you know what? You don't really pour into me. I feel like you take more than I get back. And look, life is not always about getting something back, but at the same time, we're people, okay? So we gotta get something back in return to make the playing field even. So like if you continue, I'm just pouring into you, I'm just giving you my all, everything that I have, and you just taking back. What the hell am I gonna do with it? What the hell are you gonna do with someone who literally takes everything out from you? I'm telling you right now, if you continue to stay with people who take and take and take and take and take and never consider how it makes you feel, never consider how you do it, you're gonna be drained and you're gonna go resentful. I'm not being joking. This comes from personal experience. You will grow so resentful of people who literally never consider you, of people you're always pouring into. So it's always best to just leave them alone and let them be where they want to be. It's hard. I'm not gonna hold you. It's really hard to let go of people who don't consider you, especially when you're someone who considers everything, when you're someone who considers people so much, when you're someone who pours into people day in and day in and day in and day in after night. It's hard. But I'm telling you right now, when you let go of people who don't consider you, people who consider you will come back into your life. And even the people that you haven't noticed who consider you, it will become so much clearer to you because you're not so attached to those people. You're not so consumed by the people that you've just been pouring into yourself. And I think especially growing up as like a young black woman and you're growing up and you're dating and you're making friends, especially when you're growing up in a predominantly white area, it's really hard because you kind of feel invisible in people's eyes and it kind of makes you feel like, oh, like am I not worthy? Like especially for me, this is coming from personal experience. I feel like sometimes when I grow up in a predominantly white area, with predominantly white friends, I feel like, oh, like no one really considers me, no one really cares about me that much. Like people, like I felt like if I was to disappear, no one would notice. No one would check up on me. Do you know how sad it is to feel like no one would check up on you or care about you if you literally disappeared? That's so sad. And I think that's why consideration is so important to me. And I feel like that's one of the most important things that I look for in relationships. If you show that you consider me, because you can do all this stuff for me, you can give me the world, you can buy me as much as you want. But if you don't show that you consider me, that you care about me, then it's gonna mean nothing to me. Because I've got to a point in my life where I've met so many people who I poured into and they've hurt me and they never thought about my emotions and I never got an apology and it makes me scared. It makes me scared to go in and find new connections with people because I'm just like no one's ever considered me. So why would someone do that for me now? So that's why I say the best thing to do if you feel like you're not being considered is to leave them where they're at. Leave them where they're at and look at the people who are considering you. And if there's no one in your life who is considering you, I bet you go find someone who considers you. Or in fact, consider yourself. Consider your own emotions. Don't let people play in your face. I feel like I let people play in my face time and time and time after again. And I'd be looking at myself, I'd be like, bro, these people do not care about you. You pouring so much into these people and they're just taking from you and they're taking from you. You gotta take something back. And when I mean take something back, I mean take yourself back. You gotta reclaim yourself. You gotta learn how to reclaim yourself. Because at the end of the day, people are gonna treat you exactly how they view you. You get what I mean? People are gonna treat you exactly how they view you. And if they view that you're not important enough so that they could consider your emotions and your feelings, you better let them go and you better move on. And I'm really glad that I was able to talk to you guys about this. Like this is something really personal, something that's been on my mind for so long. And I'm really trying to navigate, how to do because I get attached real freaking quick. I'm someone who gets attached to people really quickly and I pour. And when I get attached, I pour my everything into people. Like it's not nothing is casual about me. You get what I'm nothing is casual about me. So when I care about someone, when I like someone, it's very much that deep and serious to me. And that's why I feel like sometimes I'm learning that if I'm seeing that someone's considering me, it's best to just walk away. And I'm really glad that we had this conversation. And I would love to know what you guys would want me to talk about next in my series of Dive of Black Women because there's so much I have to say. And I'm so excited to explore this with you guys. And I can't wait to see you in another episode.